Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Geoffrey Fullerton, and I'm very, very happy about being a part of this exciting event this evening, Debbie Arambula's Unveiling event. And this is not the first one that I've had the privilege and honor to be a part of. It is the second one, and I'm telling you this, it's going to be an experience for all of you that love art, love expression, and of course, have a passion for the heart. Once again, welcome to have everybody here. We're here on Facebook, I know. We're here on YouTube. I believe we're a number of other places, and it's great to be here. I'm tuning in all the way from the north coast of Jamaica, where I make it my home, and very, very happy to be connecting with Debbie Arambula and bringing her to you this evening as we unveil a significant work in her collection. And so without further ado, let me bring Debbie on here. Debbie, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I don't have 3 cameras set up, so it's great because Geoffrey spent a whole day figuring this out. So I'm really excited about that. So I think we're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, 2 accounts, Instagram, and something else I can't remember.
Absolutely. So the great thing about this, Deb, is that we have the opportunity to touch base with thousands of people that we're streaming this live. And there's a good reason for it, because this work that you're going to be unveiling this evening is really tied to your 30-year journey. Mm-hmm. And the theme that I love that you talk about is my someday. And tell the viewers, first timers that are tuning in here, even those that are lovers of your art for decades, share with us the power of this theme called Your Someday, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, throughout my career, there were certain paintings that I just plucked out of the stream of creation, and went, each one has marked a very big turning point in my life, in my career. You can see the styles are very different. This piece over here, Monet's Garden, was just unveiled. So, and you'll see one tonight that I started in 2016. And it's very, very rare for me to not complete a painting. But it's funny, but sometimes when I fall in love with something in a way that it feels almost like it's unfinished, I feel like I need to wait to finish it. I think I've had 5 in my entire career. But back to this is my someday. So what I'm doing in these unveilings is I'm inviting you to see and hear my story and see this journey and have a chance to kind of get, inside my world and hear stories I've never told, pieces I've never shared. Some pieces you might have seen, but you don't know necessarily the whole story behind it. These are pieces that are very dear to my heart. And so tonight is one of those pieces called Free Spirit.
Wow, Free Spirit. Okay, so look, you're leading me on to a question here, because I've got a real big curiosity. Why did you begin this piece in 2016, and what was happening in your life at that time?
Well, a lot was happening.
That sounds like a loaded question and a loaded blowdown too.
It's really loaded. I was going through, so in 2016, I had closed my gallery down. In 2012, I was doing a nationwide tour. I was I wanted to just expand my art on a bigger level. And so for me, spiritually, this was a very big moment in my life, because I was really immersing myself in spiritual studies I'm all about growth and healing and learning and changing things. I was raised with parents that taught me that I could be or do anything. And so all of my brothers are entrepreneurs. I am the artist. And so this particular piece was a very pivotal moment in my life where, for the first time in my life, I really felt like a free spirit. I mean, I've had moments of that, but this was, I can't quite put it into words. So I decided to paint it because it's the only way that I could fully express that feeling. So did that answer your question? I'm not telling you all everything.
Don't worry, I'm gonna pull as much as I can out of you here this evening because we have this opportunity. You know.
Well, whoever buys this is going to get the inside story.
Well, you know, it kind of like makes me think about something though, because most artists, like, just to give people a little bit of background on myself, I was a fine art auctioneer on luxury cruise lines all around the world, from Istanbul to Ushuaia, South America, you know, if anybody knows where that is.
I don't.
And the thing I really enjoyed is the aspect of story and the story that the artists actually told that helped them create these amazing works of art. And everyone from contemporary artists that you may or may not have ever heard of. In fact, one of the great masters just passed away that I had the opportunity to auction, Yakov Agam, just passed away 2 days ago. And someone that, a gammagraph, he created a unique art form, all the way through to the masters that you know, Picasso, Rembrandt, etc. But the artists that were alive that I had an opportunity to experience and share with others, there was always this interesting story that was tied to this question, Debbie. And like, because what I realized is most artists finish a painting within days or weeks. Okay. Now, why did this one go on unfinished for nearly 10 years?
Well, you know, it's a funny thing. I've carried it with me. You know, I moved from my studio from California to Florida. It came with me, right? And it was always in my studio or very visible for me to see. I never hid it away. And I just kept looking at it going, oh, it's so simple. Right? And I'm like, gosh, I need to do something else to it. It's so simple. But the feeling that I felt inside was a very simplistic feeling of flow. And recently, about maybe 2 months ago, I was looking at this and I go, why am I not finishing this piece? So I put it up on my easel, and, you know, it had been carried around in different places. So I had to kind of touch up some of the areas that had, you know, like a little paint got like scuffed or whatever. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, I added one more butterfly, and I'll tell you the story about that later. But I added one more butterfly. I had intended to add a lot more, and I went, nope, this piece is done. I'm not going to change it. This is a moment in time where I saw this piece the way it was. I know why I added the fourth butterfly, and there were only 3 before. So
interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of amazing how you've answered the question, but you've left a mystery. So let me ask you this. I mean, everybody right now is imagining what this butterfly is looking like, and even what the piece is. And we're going to get to unveiling it. And it'll obviously, many of these things are going to tie in. But what was the significance of the butterflies?
Well, as some people may know, I have 3 children. And for me, my children are some of the most important people in my life. I just love them. They're funny, they're smart, they're all entrepreneurs, they're alive. When we're together, we just are, it's just, oh, it's amazing. So in a lot of my pieces, I will have 3 hearts somewhere, or I'll have, you know, 3 flowers, 3 something, right? I always have like a 3 in there. The 3 butterflies always were represented my children, but I decided to put a 4th one there, which is me. And that's the first time I've ever done that.
So it's the first time you've actually included yourself in the universe. So what do you believe is the significance of including yourself in a piece, to actually finish this piece after, you know, 10 years?
I think that's a really good question. I think the fact that I kept thinking it wasn't done, and this was a very pivotal moment in my life, huge. I was having a lot of changes in my personal life, I was looking at things differently. At that time, you know, it was all the kids were grown and out of the house. I was looking at my career. I was looking at my purpose, my passion. And I think the thing is this painting is all about me. It's a representative or a representation of a moment for me. It was painted for me. I wasn't painting it for anybody else. So I think adding the butterfly in there was appropriate because my 3 kids are there and I'm there.
You know, it's interesting how you said that you were incorporating yourself, right? How important is that for someone that loves art? Like, to be able to look into that art and find something personal for themselves. How important is that to loving art and appreciating art?
Well, I bet you Karen can answer that question.
That might be a question I'll ask our guest. And just so everybody doesn't know, we do have a special guest. So I'll be bringing her on as well. Obviously, you know, her name is Karen. And so we'll be introducing Karen. So stay tuned for Karen for her insights, because she is a longtime collector of Debbie's works and has much to say about the impact on her family, friends, etc. So we will introduce Karen shortly. But let me come back to did you have another question for that answer on that, or can I ask you a different question?
So art is a personal thing, and whenever I'm painting, I'm not painting for myself. Now, in this particular case, this is, of course, all my art has me in it. And there's always underneath it, there's a story. It isn't that I have a story and now I'm painting the story. I'm painting and the story in my life unfolds. I don't really know how to explain that. It's not like, oh, I'm moving to Florida. I have this story. Let me paint this ocean. It's not that. It's what's going on in my life, but I'm always painting it for the viewer, right? So I think that art is a personal thing, and you connect with it and you find what it is about that piece that speaks to you. And it's a spiritual thing. It's something that it doesn't go away. It hangs in your house and it feeds your soul. I talked to a collector the other day, and she said she wakes up every morning and she sees my art and she goes, okay, I'm going to do another day. And I have thousands of testimonials of what the art does for people. It isn't my viewpoint, it's customers that have shared this. So, yeah.
Wow. You know, it sounds like there's also that impact to have people grow when they're experiencing your art. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious. I mean, if I was, probably a lot of your collectors might have a question like this, like, how have you, Debbie Arambula, changed between the artist who started this painting in 2016 and the artist who finished it?
Well, that's a loaded question.
That's why I get paid the big bucks. I'm asking the loaded questions here.
You know what? I think it's very visual on and the change that you see. And I think that from 2016, where it was a very pivotal point for me in my personal life and in my career. And I think that I've only gotten better, and not that my earlier works aren't true to me, they definitely are, but there's more of me that comes out. And I mean that in a good way. There's more happiness, there's more energy, there's more freedom, right? And plus I've painted 10,000 paintings that hang in homes worldwide. So it's like there's more of me, but this piece, it's going to speak to somebody and it might not speak to some, right? So right. I think I should just unveil it.
You're taking the words out of my mouth, because I want to ask one more question, because you did mention the name, right? So the title, it's called Free Spirit, right? And so that's so much. You talked about spiritual. It's a spiritual experience. Yeah. You talked about growth. You talked about knowing when to finish, which I find fascinating. When does an artist know when to finish? And as you said, you added that one butterfly to know that you had finished that work.
Yeah.
Right? So there was definitely a sense of growth, spiritualism, spirit experience, and of course, freeing you as a spirit so much more that you can actually place yourself as a part of the rest of your family. So I think the timing is perfect. And I'm going to put you full screen here so that everybody can see this, right? So give me 1 second as I put it full screen. Sure. So as we unveil this, there we go.
Okay, I think the light looks pretty good, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Good stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, here we go with Debbie Arambula's Free Spirit, a piece 10 years in the making, filled with growth, spiritualism, and it's entitled Free Spirit. Oh, wow. Wow, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
And by the way, everybody, just to let you know, like, we deliberately make sure that I don't see the piece until she reveals it. So I wanted to be as surprised as everyone here that's having an opportunity to see this work. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, here again, everybody's now noticing, Deb, the 4 butterflies. By the way, let's see if anybody that's tuning in can tell us which of those 4 butterflies is you. That's what I'm curious about. So you can type in the comments. If you can type in the comments, which of those 4 butterflies is it? The gold, the orangey one? Is the light blue one at the bottom? Is it the purple one on the top right? Is it the fuchsia colored one on the left? Which of those 4 butterflies do you think is Debbie, the last one that she added to this incredible piece called Free Spirit? Free Spirit.
I'm going to lift it up while people are answering. I did click the live button on my Instagram because I wasn't sure if that's going or not. So I'm people with the camera. But I want to show you guys what they just got to see. What was fun about this piece is I did this kind of new style on the sides. I call it confetti.
Oh, that's super cool.
Isn't that cool? Whoops, as my dress comes off.
Extra bonus on that.
But it was something about like the celebration of life, right? Like, to me, all the colors are that, right? And I wanted the painting, whoops, let me turn it around. I wanted the painting, I don't know, it just felt like it was simple, right? And this style that you see, this style turned into a series called Breathe. And I'll show you a print of that so you can see what I'm talking about. This entire style of the swirly like that in the middle, and you can see how like it's musical and it's lyrical. Like, this line goes underneath here, this goes around that, this goes over this goes under here. There's a bit of an infinity symbol in here. Yeah, so there's like this flow, right? Very rhythmic flow.
Wow.
And originally I had planned a butterfly here and all over the place. And then, so yeah, I wonder if anybody guessed. Let me see if anybody guessed.
Oh, we had someone that said the light blue one.
And somebody's saying fly free on Instagram.
Fly free, okay. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. Tamara. Hi, Tamara. And Tony's there. Hi. Yeah, so she said the pink one.
The pink one, okay.
Did anybody else say anything else on that end?
I've got one saying that the orangey one. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Hey, I want to know which one is you. Right? That's the thing. It could be anyone that you, whatever you think for you is you and your favorite people, right? But you can see here, this piece, right? This is part of the Breathe series. So this came first, never released it, and then painted 6 different originals in this Breathe series, every one of which were open at the bottom with drips that came out naturally. And I sold all the originals. All the originals were this big. So it's kind of interesting how this entire series was born from this piece.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this. Out of the thousands and thousands of paintings that you've created over your career, why is this one important?
You know, all the pieces that I've painted that mark a pivotal point in my life are important. This one was just more of a personal, like I don't paint art for me. I paint it for you. And this one I painted for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. It totally makes sense.
I paint for like when I paint, I'm not painting for me, right? Like you look at this piece, so different, right? Like completely different than the one you just saw, right? I'm painting for you. Of course, it's me expressing myself and the emotions and the feelings that I have and the message that's behind it. But this one I painted for me. This was for me.
Now, something interesting about this, right? You said this is one you painted for you. Like when you do an original custom painting, the process that you actually take them through, it's like I would sit down, me, Mr. Technical, right? I would sit down and I would take notes, and I would have tables and charts and stuff like this, right? But you do something very unique when you're taking notes. Your notes don't look like the notes I would take. Can you express what that is and how that makes that custom original, that individuals or that family?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can show you some notes that I have because early on in my career, I kept the notes.
Yeah, okay.
I give them to the customer. So I don't know if you want to, I do have another piece to unveil. I don't know if you'd like to hold on that question and maybe ask Karen some questions and then I'll go get the notes.
Sure. What I'm going to do here, let me just do this first.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Just put myself here. And we're going to actually go to, I just made a note here to actually remember to ask you that question. But so far, let's get some comments. Share your comments. What do you like about that beautiful work called Free Spirit as I prepare Karen to come up and to, I'll bring her on screen. And then we have a few questions for one of Debbie's collectors. And Karen, let's bring you on here. Let me just add you to coming on stage. There you are.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Fantastic. So Karen, tell our viewers where you actually are tuning in from this evening.
I'm tuning in from California.
And California. Okay.
California.
That's why it's still bright and sunny out there right now.
Yes.
And here in Jamaica, it's actually dead of night almost. It feels
is it? Oh, yeah.
But it's so wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
One thing I know is that you recently attended Debbie's private reveal.
Yes, I did.
That was, and I'm curious about this. What was the most surprising thing that you learned about Debbie as an artist during that?
I've had some dealings with Debbie for a long time, and it just seems like I think she becomes a friend to everyone, and it shows up in her art. I didn't know a lot about her background. In fact, her ever really, not being in art all of her life. She started as a young child. There's things she's shown, but just how she's progressed. And she put so much time and effort and thought into all of her pieces.
Yeah, you one of the things that when at the reveal that you had mentioned also was about the fact of her past being a dancer. So she was actually as a child an artist, as a child, as a dancer.
Right, and that she was in different I guess you'd call them beauty contests. I'm not sure what you call them.
Oh yeah.
Right. So she's she's multifaceted. She's just, I don't know. I really feel like, especially since I bought my last pieces, she becomes a friend, and she cares that each piece that you purchase is going to fit into your house, fit into your home, fit into your lifestyle.
It's beautiful. And in fact, the piece that Debbie's holding up there,
yes.
Monet's Garden.
I have that in a G clay.
Yeah, you have a G clay in that. That's
The
wonderful.
original is still available.
That piece, I had talked to Debbie after the last session, and I ended up buying 3 pieces, 3 G
Wonderful.
clays. I went for the one, and she picked where it was going to go into my house. We did it all on video. We spent a lot of time, and I ended up buying 3 pieces, something that I never thought I would be doing. I was going for one and just went, oh, and I love this one and I love that one. And Debbie, where can I put? It's not your fault. And there was no pressure. It was me saying, I like this one, I like that one. Debbie, where can I put it? Where can I put it in my house?
You told Debbie you were speechless when you unpacked the artwork.
Oh.
Can you tell us about that moment?
Well, number one, when the first piece that came was the Monet's Garden. And the way that it was packed was so much care, and it took a while to even get it open. It was so secure. And I opened it up and I just stared at it, and I had to take a picture right away and send it to Debbie, and I call them my lovelies.
Right.
I was just speechless. And I'll tell you, when I look at them, I have no words, but I find within myself a sense of peace. Just
beautiful.
And waking up, the poppy, California poppy California Dream is in my bedroom. It's a big poppy. The other 2 are in my living room. And again, there's poppies in all 3 of the G clays, but I feel so restful. Just looking at them, it just calms me, and I just can't talk. For once in my life, I just can't even say anything.
Well, you're doing well, because here's the thing that's fascinating about what you're saying and what I'm hearing is, like, many people think of art as decoration.
Yeah.
Right. So what does owning this artwork mean to you personally?
I think owning it, again, I'm going back to the piece that I find when I'm looking at it, when it's in the room, the beauty that it brings to the room. It takes away everything else but the moment. It's really kind of hard to explain. I just it's changed my house with these 3. Well, and I have another G clay. That one's in my office, and I love it dearly. And just moving it from the spot that it was in to another spot at Debbie's suggestion brought a whole new light to the room and a whole new feeling to the room.
That's
awesome.
How rare of an opportunity that is. Go ahead. Sorry.
And let me see, I hung in the living room, I hung the Monet's Garden first, and I would just sit there and look at it. And I didn't. It was the Soul's Inspiration that I hung first.
Yeah.
And I would just look at it and in awe. And then a couple of days later, it took me time to, figure out how to hang it, the measurements, all that kind of thing. And as soon as the Monet's garden went up, I felt the room was complete.
She got a
Wow.
big canvas
Of this one, yes.
Yeah.
And all Monet's Garden and California Poppy, when we were talking on the phone, and she was taking me around her house, we were doing FaceTime, and just the three of these pieces, they look so good together. Not that this is in the same room, but it just, there you can see Monet's Garden, and of course the camera's backwards, so it looks really
Right.
bad. But it's like they all complement each other. But in your room, when you showed me how, like with the California Dreamin' and the Monet's Garden, I'm like, oh my God, it's like a garden in your room, in that living room.
Yeah, and I would never have thought that I could put the California Dreaming in my bedroom, because there's, the bedding has got some blue tones to it and stuff, and I would never have thought that it would have the impact that it does in my room. It just, you walk in and that's what you see. You don't see an unmade bed. You
You
see
see the art first.
you see the art first, and I don't feel like I have to go over and rush and make the bed. Just the art is the draw.
That's beautiful. So Karen, what would you say to someone who's considering adding a Debbie Arambula piece to their collection?
I think the first thing to do is to find something, go through and look and see what you like. And that when I spotted the Monet's Garden, I knew that's what I wanted. And that was the only piece that I wanted. And then Debbie and I have got on a FaceTime, and it's like, well, where do you want to put it? And da 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 da. We went around. I said, well, something in my bedroom. I've already got something in the office. I want the Monet's Garden probably in the living room. And I think going on a FaceTime with Debbie and showing, she can see what you have.
Mhm.
She can see the artwork and what it's going to look like in that space.
Mhm.
Where for myself, I couldn't see that. But when it was hung up, it was complete. And just moving one piece, my other G clay, my original one that I got, I think in 2020, moving it to another spot on the wall in the office made all the difference. She
Yeah.
can see that. I don't have that ability. I'm not an artist. But trust in what Debbie tells you, because she's right.
Thank you.
She's spot on in
Yeah.
placement, in colors, and just because you got blues in your bedroom doesn't mean your picture has to be blue.
Yeah, that's
know.
when I lived in the Bay Area and I did these shows, I would actually offer to go to people's homes because with no obligation to buy. It was just I don't know why more people don't take me up on that, because most artists don't do this. And
Yeah.
I want you to be happy. It's not about the money. It's not about putting greenery in my pocket. It's about uplifting you and transforming your space. And when you actually make an appointment with me, if I have time, right? No, it allows me to really help you. And, because I have also pieces that are in my studio that I'm making, like we talked about the ocean, right? Like,
Oh, yes. I can't wait.
I haven't told anybody about that except for maybe you and Geoffrey, and that's about it. And,
Yeah.
And now Karen knows I'm going to be painting an ocean. It's going to have a different feel than all my other oceans, and so there are things that I'm baking that. Yeah. Anyway, when I see your house, I go, oh my God, like, oh, and there's so much art on my website and so much art that is not on my website because people get confused. The number one button is, I love them all. How do I choose? So how you choose sometimes, maybe you can't choose. Maybe you just call me and I help you. So I don't know. It's just an idea.
And
Well,
no
I think
pressure. There's never any pressure from Debbie. The thing is, I never once felt any amount of pressure that I had to purchase.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you want an original, I have an original. Now, in this case, I'm doing a limited edition. There's only 50 in the edition, and there's already 5 that I think have sold.
Oh, wow.
But then I'm not going to make any prints of Free Spirit back there. It's not happening. There are certain pieces.
And something that I want to mention as well, Deb, is that,
Yeah.
you know, on the screen right now at the very bottom, we have a scroll there that if you want to have a conversation with either Debbie or myself in regards to any of the works that you've seen here this evening, and also a vast collection that is also available. But also something I want to mention, Deb, because you only do this 5 times a year, and that is custom originals.
Yeah.
And, you know, in a variety of different sizes, right? But the fact of the matter is that you have 2 already, if I'm not mistaken, right? There's room for 3 more custom originals.
Yeah.
And that same kind of note-taking aspect, that same type of really understanding you, your experience, all of that takes place in creating that one glorious work that would be a part of your family, part of your home.
Yeah.
And so I want people to be very aware of that yes, Debbie has these beautiful pieces that she creates, such as Monet's Garden, such as Free Spirit. And there's a very limited opportunity for a custom original. So I just want everybody to be aware of that. And if you want a conversation about any of those custom originals to some of the works that you've seen here this evening, then by all means, just send a text to the number that you see on the screen there.
Yeah.
And with that,
we should do a whole segment on custom pieces, but I will show the notes really super quick. But I think it would be cool if we did that, because then I can really get into it.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do, Karen, love to thank you so much for tuning in here.
You're welcome.
So patient and coming on and sharing your passion for this. It's so cool. So cool.
Thank you for inviting me.
Our pleasure, for sure. Our pleasure. And so I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And by all means, stay. I'll take you off of the screen, but stay and join us as we bring this in for a landing. And I think this part on notes, you'll still feel and find it interesting and fascinating, because it is a signature aspect of an Arambula. So thanks again.
Thank you.
So that's just great that she was able to come on for that. So share with us, go ahead and share this aspect, because I think this is fascinating and it incorporates the work that you do is so unique each and every time.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to show you a couple of different palettes. This is how I take notes in the form of color and rhythm when I do what's called a custom heart portrait. And a custom heart portrait is where I sit and have a conversation with you and your family, you and your best friend. It could even be about your dogs. It could be about your cats. It could be about your grandmother, whatever, we talk about that. Then I take notes. Now, in the case of this one I'm showing you, this is a family of 4. This was done in the late 1900s, 1999, something like that, when I started, or maybe early 2000s, when I started doing family heart portraits. And I would sit and have a conversation. Well, it's backwards, but I'd have a conversation. And as I'm talking to them, I see color and I feel rhythm. And these I call love notes. Now, what I do now is I actually sign these and I give them to the customer. But early on, I kept them. And I don't know. I didn't think anybody would want them. And then one day someone was like, "Can I please have that? Will you sign it?" And now it's part of the whole journey, right? So you can see how different. This was a couple that lived in Sacramento. I think these guys were this was a long time ago. This is when I did them in oil, but you can see how the love notes are different. I think they were in Southern California. And then the only choice you get is the background color of your choice. I have a couple of different palettes that shows you that, but I think we should probably do like a whole segment on that, because I think that would be good.
I agree, because this, like I said, the exclusivity of actually 3 of these left in the year is something that I'd really love to see people take advantage of. And the whole experience from the note taking, as you see there. And wasn't I right, you guys? Let me know in the comments, right? I was right? Like, that's not like the notes that I take. These are very much different, so different than anything one could imagine as far as notes to take. But the works that are created out of it are truly magnificent. They're miraculous. And you could hear that in Karen's testimony as well, that there's a miraculous aspect of opportunity to experience wonder in these works of art. And if there's something that a work of art, I truly believe, should create in a person's life, is that sense of wonder, that sense of admiration, which also leads to that sense of affection that takes place for an affinity for a work of art and an affinity for a person's life, the affinity that someone feels for themselves having a communication with a work of art. All these aspects are so crucially important. And this is why art has never been about decoration. It's been about a spiritual connection, a true appreciation and admiration of expressiveness and expression. And all this comes true and through you, Deb, in the works that you create. And so just wanted to share that. And we've got something, you got something else special here. So let's make this full screen here so everybody can see this final reveal, which will be a surprise for me also here too, which is great.
So this one I think I started it last year, and I had made an announcement that I'm not painting small originals very often anymore. I'm not going to say never, but I just really want to paint big pieces. In fact, I've been going a lot bigger. So, but this is one of those pieces that I went, oh, it's so beautiful, so simple. And then I decided what to do to finish it about 3 days ago. So this is called Celebration Faith.
Oh, wow. A nice flash of my favorite color there, purple. Oh, what's in the middle? What does it say in the middle?
It's faith.
Faith. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. So this is just a small original that I love. I haven't decided if I'm making a print of it, but this is available if you're interested.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that. I'm seeing more purple, but you know how guys have a hard time seeing color sometimes. It's probably not purple, but to me, it's looking like that great purple heart there. That's in that expression.
Thank you. Yeah, I love this color purple. I don't know which one I used. I wanted to make one little special announcement. Did you have any other questions for me?
Let's see. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. We've got such a wide range of like responses from you.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to show.
But I've got to tell you honestly, I'm just very curious about what this special announcement is.
Yeah. Well, I know because I didn't tell you.
Guess you didn't tell me everything, did you?
So I wanted to show you. This piece is that good? Is that centered?
Yes, it is. I'm going to put it full screen, okay?
So this piece is called Celebration Splash Dance. Now the original is already sold. This is actually a giclée. It comes in different sizes. This happens to be a 40 by 40. So it's a piece that you would put over maybe a king bed or an entryway, something like that. And this size is, I think, $900, something like that. It can come smaller too. But what I wanted to show you, early on, or I think it was December, I had alluded to the fact that I was having these pullovers made, right? And I only have a few of them and I've never released them. So I thought, what the heck? I'm going to release them, and I only have a few. They're $129 each. I pay for the shipping, and including I add a few little gifts in your packaging. So from this art,
oh, that's wild! What? That's awesome.
Nobody else will have this. These are like one of a kind, right? So I have like. I think this is an extra large and it fits really well and it's very I love these, like if you're taking a walk with your dog, or you're like, you like to bike ride. I think it's great. This is a medium size, so I have this one. And then this is the other style that I have. So I've got like some small, medium, and I think I only have one extra large, but they're made really, really well. It's soft. I just love them. I kept 2 for myself, but isn't this wild?
That was totally unexpected. I had no idea that you had pieces like that. That's great. Look at that. Look, buy the shirt, get a work of art, There
you go. Hey, yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. I might throw one in if you buy one tonight, actually. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. And I thought it was fun because since I have this piece of art, to see how different, products can be made from my art. I don't know that I'm going to necessarily carry these. I'm going to see how people reacted. When I did the survey, people were like, I want one. But they're expensive to make, but they're high quality. So there you go.
Beautiful surprise.
Yeah.
Well, Deb, this has been, very direct, very short and sweet, really, a lot of story.
Yeah.
And I think story around art is such a key thing.
Mm-hmm.
The aspect of unveiling, right? We have the glorious technology that we can do this, and it goes all around the world.
Yeah.
This is a call to action for those of you that are watching. If anything inspired you this evening, whether it is even the works of art to reach for, or you instilling like that sense of adventure or that desire to create, all of those sensations, I'm sure, penetrated many different people that tuned in this evening, and those of you that will be watching this as a replay. But one of the best ways to actually have this and experience this is obviously to become a collector. And Debbie, I know that you have a special collectors group that you've been curating, and you've actually included me in the process of curating this collectors group. If people want to actually be in touch with you and eventually, see more of your art, even go as far as having a conversation with you, what's the best thing for them to do?
I think, booking an art consultation doesn't cost anything, provided that I have time. I know I have a link I think I sent on the email a few weeks ago where you could book an appointment. Or just text me on that. It's better if we book, but if you text me on that phone number, the 408-370-7278, I will get back to you. We'll make an appointment, and there's no obligation to buy. It's just you and me talking and finding something that's going to uplift you and bring you joy every day. That's my goal.
Excellent. So Deb, in bringing this in for a landing here and ending our evening with everybody that's tuned in, what's one piece of advice you would give someone to actually put more art and creativity in their life today?
I mean, stop thinking about it. I think sometimes people feel like they have to think about it. And the thing is that you know what resonates with you. I don't know if that's a good answer or a bad answer, but we're in this life together. We have an opportunity to surround ourselves with things that bring joy to us. And I think, especially with the way that the world is right now, I think having that opportunity to do that for yourself and for others, when people come into your home, they feel it. I think that's spreading love.
Love it. And on that word, ladies and gentlemen, Debbie, I want to thank you so much for taking time, bringing everybody into your home to share your creations and your creativity. And I truly look forward to the next unveiling that we have, because I have a feeling there's another 10,000 that are left to come, at least.
Yeah, I have a few back there. Anyway, thank you, Geoffrey. I really appreciate you more than
my absolute pleasure, Deb.
Yeah.
And everyone that's tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in here this evening. Once again, leave comments if you're watching it on replay. Reach out to Debbie and or myself through that number. And we look so forward to connecting with you and to create beautiful works of art in your home. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys later.
Ciao, ciao bella, ciao bello.